Greetings and salutations, everyone. My name is Featherhoof.
And I'm Carnage Panda, totally not a zombie this time of year. It's about Halloween, so
yeah.
this is our Halloween show. We didn't dress up. Well, Featherhoof dressed up. He's a Super Saiyan right now. You can't tell it from the hair, but...
I'm a super weeb. That's what it is right now. I'm dressed up as a super weeb by wearing, a t-shirt, a button-up shirt that I bought from Hot Topic 15 years ago.
15 years ago, and that's still good?
Yeah.
Wow. I tear them up within like 2 or 3 years, and I have to buy new clothes.
So, welcome back to Anime Talk for the series we've decided to talk about for the season of Fall 2017. The format of the show is going to change a little bit from the first one, because the first episode we had 3 weeks worth of, information to go through. We had to go through the introduction of show, our thoughts on 3 episodes, and it was in that we had a lot to go through. Oh, and the stuff that we decided not to talk about. So now we're going to be a little more concise. We're going to be just focusing on an episode per show per week. And of course, this time there will be spoilers. So if that bugs you, this ain't the episode for you.
Yeah, there's going to be plenty of spoilers here on out. And we decided to change it up from the format that we were doing it. Now, every week we're going to do it. That is going to be from our least liked episode of the week to our most liked. So we've already organized that and everything, and we're going to be going from there. So we're going to get started with the least favorite episode we thought this week, which was Girls' Last Tour. I'm not sure if this is going to be a repeat of everything every week because, we could mix it up. It could be like, we're going to be surprised one week and they're going to, just blow us away. But so far, they've just been just a comedy, really. That's what it's really been doing. I really like this show for the comedy. There's a lot of funny moments in it. What are your thoughts about this week?
Well, this episode of Girls' Last Tour, it's continuing the tradition of, hey, let's try to be deep, but at the same time, let's not get too deep. Let's try and cut it with some comedy. While told through the eyes of these very innocent, naive little girls. And today's episode was Photograph/Temple. And I kind of liked what they went into a little bit. I liked at least with the first half with Photograph. Because they actually started to, they tried to wrap their minds around the concept of, everything goes away at some point. If we eat this food, when we take this food and we eat it, it's gone forever. But whenever we take this picture, it's potentially there forever. And it's actually a nice little, I don't know, it's like they're trying to grasp with this concept of impermanence and living beyond. Because it's like, Chito, the little black hair girl, gets the idea after Yu says that, is like, well, we need to take a picture together. And they take this cute little picture together, and it's I don't know, it's like they try to immortalize, she's like going to immortalize their memories in this physical way, because nothing lasts forever. And I like the little bit of, like it was, like I say, it's philosophy light.
Mm-hmm.
And it was nice. It was just this cute little thing. And then the second part, I didn't really get the philosophy of the second part, though, in Temple.
Well, the second part, they go in there and they're talking about these temples and these gods, and they're kind of getting philosophical about religions there, but not really so much, because Girls' Last Tour is a comedy. They're making fun of it. They're trying to be deep, but at the same time, not too deep. They're making fun of it. They're hitting each other, and that's where some of the comedy comes this episode. Yeah.
It's almost like they're trying to do like a Three Stooges slapstick sometimes.
Yeah, that's what I thought, but it's somewhat more effective than the Three Stooges, I think.
Possibly, but in a way, I think it's less effective than the Three Stooges, because Three Stooges was going for slapstick, was going for comedy, but Girls' Last Tour tends to take that slapstick and comedy as a way to drown out their own attempt at being philosophical. It's like, whoa, it's too serious right now. Quick, throw in some slapstick.
The thing is that they're just too stupid to comprehend these topics that they're talking about.
Yeah.
So they throw that in, and there's like a moment in this episode where she hits the one girl. I don't remember their names. I'm never gonna remember their names.
Yuri is the blonde hair, and Chito is the black hair.
Yeah, I'm gonna forget that by next week. But the black haired girl, Chi, is that her name?
They just say Chi. Her full is Chito.
Chito. She hits the one girl over the head for asking her a question, and then a few seconds later, she asks a similar question or something, and she just kind of stares at her like, "You really asked that?" And then she hits her again, and we both laughed. Now, one thing I wanted to comment about this episode, and for all the shows that we've been watching this season, is that, you know, the soundtracks are really, really amazing. I'm not sure if we just hit the jackpot here, we hit the lottery, but I was just listening to the show, and I just want to buy the soundtrack now. It's kind of like what I was thinking last season with Made in Abyss. I want to go and buy that soundtrack. That soundtrack was amazing.
So, Girls Last Tour this week wasn't, like I said, it continues the trend. I do like that it truly, it doesn't flow. Like, every episode doesn't flow into the other. Everything's episodic, but it still keeps that trend of referencing itself.
Yeah, they're making allusions, and it's not a great innovation. We're not seeing anything groundbreaking here, but it's a fun show nonetheless.
So that's all we have to say about this week. It was, like I said, it's the weakest of the 5, and we're gonna just, as with the series so far, we're just gonna kind of move on. So next on the list is Quinos Journey. Quinos Journey is next on the list because, well, and then let's start off with the obvious. It's called Quinos Journey, and this episode specifically, they should have just like crossed that out and just wrote above it, Shizu's Journey.
Yeah, so this follows Shih Tzu and his dog Kiba.
Riku.
Okay, so yeah, I'm not gonna remember their names either. These are the two series that I'm really not paying attention to their names. And like Featherhoof said here, it's Quinos Journey, and they kind of pulled a bait and switch with this episode. We're following two different characters. I'll admit, I was kind of sleeping through this. They're in the Black Mage Village in Final Fantasy IX, I think, and I kind of got lost there.
No, today's episode was called Ship Country, where our young ex-prince, Shizu, who it's like had all of 5 minutes of airtime in Colosseum and hasn't been seen since, is granted his own episode. It's like you said, he asks for asylum on the ship, or passage on the ship to another continent.
It's kind of like the last episode where Kino gets on the death tank and is going through another country just to get through it. He's just looking to get passage because I guess there's an ocean in his way.
Yeah. Well, the difference here is that with the death tank, you know, Kino specifically gets on that because he's like, fuck paying taxes, I ain't doing that.
Yeah.
This Shizu is legitimately like, shit, I need to get over there and this damn ocean in my way. And he's given a choice. Hey, become our, you can stay on our ship until we get to the next continent. But you can be A, have a nice room like ours up in the tower, and become our enforcer to those damn people who we rule over, petitioning us and saying we're not doing a good. Those assholes.
Yeah, those proletariat scumbags down there.
Or you can, live with the people down there and try and find a job to earn your way. And Shizu apparently is like just this pure heart of gold character, like he's just like, no, I'll be with the people. And the black mages are all like,
the black mages. What? The black mages were really trying to persuade him. They really wanted to give him a badge and baton and be like, you know what? Go down there, and it looks like a good day to use excessive force. And that's really what they're doing. But later on in the episode, we find out that they're artificial intelligences that were, looking over these people. So kind of didn't make any sense to me by that time.
Yeah. Okay, so that goes the whole episode, okay? Shizu is taking care of a little girl named T.I., who never speaks. And he just lives among these people for, I think it was supposed to be like 15 days. And he starts to notice this place is crumbling around them. Nobody is taking care of this place.
Yeah, they have no engineers, no mechanics or anything. They don't care about this place. It's gonna sink.
And the people, they're just like, no, it's fine. It's fine.
They're on the Titanic and they're in denial.
Yeah. And so Shizu decides to, give it, how would you say it? To air his grievances with the people up in the tower. To which they send a gunman at him. That is like, yeah, here's our response, gun. And
this was a pretty funny part of the episode.
In that it was almost frame for frame, only with different outfits, the Colosseum fight between Kino and Shizu. And there's a reason for that. Because apparently at some point they picked up another traveler that they for a second mention, the country picked up another traveler and they decided to go with the tower.
Yeah, so this is Kino. She showed up, gonna fight him, decides not to fight him for I don't know what reason.
Oh no! Kino becomes a turncoat and sides with Shizu because
oh yeah.
Kino decided not to kill Shizu, and they went. The black mages decide. That's it. We're altering course, and we will never touch land. You will never get off the boat. And Kino just went. Yeah, I'm on your side now.
This is kind of an impasse for Kino. She can't take that. You can't alter course. She's never gonna forgive them for that. And the next scene is her shooting somebody.
Yeah, so Kino and Shizu team up to take down the black mages, and then they just out of nowhere, it's like, oh, by the way, they're AI. They weren't real people at all, and they came from the original version of the ship, the original ship city, ship country. And
I think it crashed or something.
Yeah, and then it's sort of rebuilt around it or something.
They were going on to they were surviving onto this new ship, which is the current ship city, and they all had kids. Then the adults all died, and they grew up a civilization up on the ship.
Yeah, it's the reason we can't remember it very well is because when they finally get off the ship at the end, Hermes, the motorcycle, just sort of spills out exposition for about 5.5 minutes. It's like, oh, by the way, I heard from another non-human thing on the ship, this whole long story that I'm going to spill in, across 5 minutes. And it's just sort of, wait, what? What?
Yeah.
What happened? And that's probably why it's down the list of this episode, because
well, like I said previously in last week's episode, it's probably going to be hard for them to continue finding brilliant material to keep putting out.
Yeah.
So we're probably going to have a lull for a couple weeks, maybe 1 or 2, and then maybe 3. They'll come out with something better. But
well, here's the thing. I actually have. I'm hoping Kino gets better because this episode actually ends for the first time in the entire season. It looks like they're going to do an episode-to-episode continuation based on the preview. So hopefully there will be some kind of story arc other than just, hey, I'm here now, hey, I'm here now, hey, I'm here now. So that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, and Shizu adopts little T, and that's about it. After she stabs him.
Yeah, she stabs him, and then they're all on good terms afterwards, which kind of makes no sense, but...
Oh no! I love the fact that T was abandoned by her parents who were travelers on the city. And she's definitely afraid Shizu was going to leave her, so she decides to kill him.
Yeah, first she stabs him in the gut with a knife. Great first impression there.
Yeah, and then after he says she's going to take him, he's going to take her in. He's starting to die. He's bleeding out from the stab wound.
He's bleeding out on the sand.
And then she goes, I can't live without you.
I can't live without you.
Pulls a grenade out of this, suddenly grenade in my hand. And it's gonna blow them both to hell.
The grenade was there with the knife in a previous scene.
Oh.
And it was kind of a Chekhov's gun thing, and that's why I said at the time we were watching it, she was on top of him sobbing and he's trying to console her, and she's like, don't leave me, don't leave me. And then she pulls a grenade out, and I was like, have this grenade too. And then she pulled it out right after I said that.
Yeah.
So I totally called that one. It wasn't hard to call that one.
No.
But I think right now what I want to see the most out of Quinos Journey is just an episode with Riku. Just following him around, because I think the Doc is the most interesting character right now.
So far, Riku is definitely the most interesting character. I want to know more about Riku. Actually, I want to know more about Riku and Hermes. I almost don't care about Kino, and Shizu.
Yeah, so they could just have an episode with the dog riding the motorcycle around.
Yeah. And until then, that's all we had to say about Ship Country.
Okay, so our third episode this week was Inuyashiki. Robot Jesus, basically.
Basically. Okay, so last episode, our protagonist and our antagonist meet for the first time. And I honestly don't remember the teenager's name.
It's Hiro. It's Hiro.
Oh, Hiro. Okay. Hiro cannot believe that his bang did not kill Ichiro.
Bang.
Yeah, that's how he kills people. He goes bang.
Bang.
Oh, this is funny
because episode.
Yeah, except that he has this weird inflection on the A, so it's bong.
Yeah, bong, because he's Japanese.
Yeah, it's like bong. So you hear bong at least 30 times. And they meet. It looks like, oh, are they gonna fight? Oh, is this our first hit? And Hiro just goes, fuck this shit, I'm out. And he gets jets on his back and flies away.
Yeah, very, very anticlimactic right there. I was expecting maybe they'd have a little tussle. But I was pleasantly surprised at the tussle that we did get in this episode, because Ichiro, our robot Jesus...
Yeah, Ichiro, he decides that, you know what? He's fretting over the fact that he couldn't save that family that Hiro killed. And then he finds himself at a bus stop where these, like rejects from Fatal Fury decided to walk up.
Fatal Fury.
Don't think these rejects from Fatal Fury or Final Fight. Or Streets of Rage.
Streets of Rage now.
Yeah. So they just like push to the front of the line, and this guy very timid. Excuse me. There's a line.
He's like, yeah, don't cut in line. That was my taxi, bro. And they're like, you know what? Let's go on a walk. And it's kind of funny because the one guy's asking, where are we going?
Yeah, he goes, where are we taking this guy?
Yeah, where are we taking this guy? We have no idea where we're gonna bully him at.
But the part that I loved is like when Ichiro's watching this happen. It's like you can actually ad-lib over top of these scenes, because he's like, you can see it about to happen, and it zooms on Ichiro's face as if he's about to say, do I have to dispense justice? And then start dragging the guy away, and then his eyebrows go down a little bit, like, justice must be dispensed. So, we get to see the most brilliant kung fu ever put to paper. You know, drawn or CG'd in half the case.
This was top 10 anime fights. All of them. Every spot.
If you want to see an old man slowly flail his arms around and somehow wipe out 5 dudes that are at least twice his size, I don't mean in bulk, I mean taller. Every last one of them was twice his size.
Yeah, these guys must have been like 10 feet tall.
Yeah. He dispatches us of all of them.
Because like the average Japanese guy, like 5'8" or something, 5'7". These guys are like twice his size, so 10 feet tall guys.
Must have been. So, and then it's like basically Ichiro is slowly discovering his powers. But his kung fu is pretty strong. They could not stop him, even though he was flailing around. He didn't know what he was doing. And he bodies all these guys. Like, he literally becomes like a cross between Superman and Jesus. Because like he after his shifts over at work, he goes to the bathroom, clicks his little ear receptor to listen for danger. That he has to go save the people.
Save the people, dispense justice, and he's listening. He like clicks his ear. There's like a button there or something.
Like, and then he finally comes across a cat. Well, actually, earlier in the episode, so while Ichiro's learning his powers, Hiro apparently knows his. And his little friend who doesn't want to go to school, which, by the way,
you mean Hiro?
No, Hiro's friend who doesn't want to go to school.
Yeah, he doesn't want to go to school for... I believe he's getting bullied by some kids.
Yeah. He cuts his finger, I guess a paper cut, on manga. And Hiro shows that he can heal it. He has healing powers. So, it's showing like these two have the same powers. Ichiro and Hiro have the exact same powers. They are basically duplicates of each other. And so, Ichiro, he discovers this because a cat gets run over. And he gets so upset by it, and then his little machines start parts going off and telling him what to do, and through a loading screen, brings the cat back to life. Even though it lost like what? about a third of its body weight in blood.
Well, yeah, the cat totally bleeds out, but at most it only like lost one of its lives. So it was probably gonna be fine regardless.
Actually, you know what happened? Notice how it was licking its kitten afterwards? It was stealing one of its own kitten's lives.
Yeah, like kind of like early, or not early, old NES games where if you died and lost all your lives, you could steal one of your friend's lives.
Yeah,
just to keep playing.
And then after he learns he can heal things from death, this cat was like, well, it was still breathing technically, so it was still alive. His first reaction is, he doesn't say this, but he basically goes, I'm Robot Jesus.
Yeah.
Because his first reaction is to go to a hospital and go, paralyzed people, cancer patients, people in comas.
And
then walks into the hospital.
Needless to say, all these people are going to be fine. The doctors are going to be like, I don't know what happened, but they miraculously got healed.
And meanwhile, Hiro is continuing his...